Here's why venting is an unhealthy trauma pattern and will hurt your mental health more than you can think. All right, let's look at this. So let's say you don't feel good, you feel angry, your ex-boyfriend did something, you had some situation at work, you have an uncomfortable feeling, and now you're like, no, I gotta vent. I gotta talk to my girlfriends, I gotta talk to my family, I got to make this feeling feel better. Remember what we learned from ACT therapy. Trying to make a feeling feel better, trying to control a feeling, trying to control thoughts, trying to control bodily sensations is called a compulsion. 1 second, there's a loud car going by. It's called a compulsion. Now, a compulsion will always hurt your mental health. Doing compulsions, which is doing actions to try to make feelings feel better, aka, for example, when jealousy comes up, you checking your ex's story, Instagram story, or your boyfriend's Instagram story to get control over that feeling, try to make that feeling feel better, or venting, which is trying to make the feeling feel better by venting, so to say. People think, oh, this is what we need and this is what we should do in therapy. It's one of the worst things you can do for your mental health. The reason for that is because the way how your brain works, okay? Your brain doesn't understand language. It doesn't understand, oh, I'm trying to get rid of this feeling. Your brain speaks in behavior. It speaks in, what do you spend your time on? Let me explain. If you spent your time on trying to make feelings feel better, right? Trying to get rid of a feeling, your brain doesn't see it like, oh, let me help her get rid of these feelings. Your brain sees it, you okay? Sir, I'm doing a video, sir. Your brain sees it like this. Your brain is like, oh, she loves or he loves getting rid of feelings. How can I support that person more in getting rid of feelings of anxiety or anger or depression or other things? Oh, I know. I give that person more of those feelings. And you might be still a little bit confused. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have a house. And in your house is full of hundreds of chairs. And you're like, damn, I want to get rid of these chairs. So normally you'll be like, oh yeah, it makes sense. I want to get rid of these chairs. I throw these chairs. You keep throwing the chairs out of the window. You throw chairs out of the window. The brain looks at this and is like, wait a second. This person loves throwing chairs out of the window. Okay, I want to support this person in throwing chairs out of the window because that's what they love. So I want to support them in doing what they love. So they love throwing chairs out the window and we're almost out of chairs. So let me give them more chairs to throw them out the window. So that's the exact same thing with feelings. By you trying to get rid of feelings, your brain is like, oh, we want to get rid of feelings. That's what we love. Let me give you more feelings so you can do more of fixing feelings. Does it make sense? It's a little windy. I hope you guys, maybe I should walk this way. So that's why venting is so unhelpful. I know there's so many people who are like, no, you didn't understand. It's healthy for me. No, it's not. You can tell whatever you want to. You come with all the reasoning you can come up with. I practice this. I changed my brain. It's very simple to understand. You can look it up at ACT therapy. There's no debate about this because this is how the brain works. A compulsion is anytime you try to make a feeling feel better. A compulsion is anytime you try to control a feeling. A compulsion is anytime you try to control a feeling. Anytime you're trying to make a feeling feel better. Anytime you're trying to get rid of thoughts or emotions. You are practicing hurting your mental health because for doing that, you need more emotions and thoughts. And you're wasting your time on emotions and thoughts instead of making it about actions. So that's why instead of trying to make feelings feel better, we want to actually accept those uncomfortable feelings and then doing the things that we value. That doesn't mean don't talk to your friends or your family or boyfriends or girlfriends, but it means talk to them about something that you want to spend your time on. What do you want to share? What do you want to give to yourself and others? instead of being a slave to the brain and talking to them in a way to try to make the feeling feel better. Oh, this asshole at work, or this narcissist, or that. Do you see how the trend of calling other people narcissists is just another insult that people use to try to make feelings feel better? That doesn't mean that there's no narcissist out there, but that means that, no, most of the time it's people just trying to find new insults that they found that are more legitimate now, because they heard it on the internet for 2 years on TikTok, and they heard it from therapists talking on TikTok, and then they of course like the video and it gets confirmation bias, and the videos go viral, and now you have more legitimacy to say, yeah, I knew it, look, my ex-boyfriend is a narcissist. And the people who make those videos know that too, and they want to push the algorithm, so they say what you react to. Do you guys understand this? Like, wake up, okay? And make it about your mental health, which means accept the uncomfortable emotion, be comfortable being uncomfortable, but don't make it about emotions and thoughts. Make it about the action. Make it about the action that supports you. Look at it as a garden. How do you support the garden of physical health? By doing actions of going to the gym, going to yoga, doing the things that you value. How do you support growing relationships? By spending time with people, mindfully listening to people, right? Most people are like trying to wait till they respond, or planning what to say next to not be embarrassed or to be agreeable or to impress other people, which shows the brain by your actions that you care about chasing validation of other people, which shows your brain that you value other people more than yourself. Which the brain, again, is not judging. The brain just wants to support it. And guess how it's supporting it? It gives you more feelings of insecurity, because it knows if it gives you more feelings of insecurity, you are chasing more validation. Does that make sense? So instead, we don't want to react. We show the brain that the old trauma patterns is not legit anymore. That it's not valuable anymore to us. So how do we do that? We don't react to it. Now, is that easy? No, of course not, because the brain tries to help us. It tries to, from the past, what it learned, protect us. So now it thinks we're running on the street, we're running on the highway, there's cars coming, and it's like, no, okay, I got to do something to control them. I got to give them more anxiety. I got to give them more urges to vent. I got to give them more anger and more things. So what we need to do is be comfortable being uncomfortable, because that's how we show the brain that we don't react on them by doing actions on them, and then do the things that we value, right? So even if you procrastinate on doing a podcast or doing the things that you love, that shows the brain that you avoid those things. Those things must be dangerous, so the brain gives you even more anxiety to procrastinate more. So you have to show the brain that it's okay and do the podcast anyway with any emotions and thoughts. And in addition, the important thing is we need to practice mindfulness, because yeah, if you do the podcast, great, but if at the same time you're still doing compulsions in your head, which means chasing thoughts in your head of, oh, like a thought comes in, I'm not good enough, and then you're trying to be so good on the podcast, you're trying to not be good on the podcast, like doing a good effort, that's great, but being good, like trying to impress people, trying to chase the algorithm, that still shows the brain that you still value other people more and you still feel insecure. So the brain will give you more thoughts of not being good enough. So that's why we want to not react to those thoughts, okay? Don't react to the emotions, don't react to the thoughts, and make it about the valued actions. So when you make it about the valued actions, do them mindfully, because then you're taking your brain with you instead of talking back to your brain about the old trauma patterns, because then you feed the old trauma patterns. Does it make sense? So we don't want to feed the old trauma patterns. We want to make it about when the urge to vent comes, can you be comfortable being uncomfortable? And can you do a valued action? Can you go to the gym? Can you build your business mindfully? And yeah, in the beginning, it's going to be uncomfortable, but the more you do it, the more emotionally fit you get, and the less problems you actually have with anxiety and all of those emotions. The more emotionally strong you're going to be. That's the amazing part. But the more you're chasing relief, and the more, if you watch this now, you're like, no, I just want to just get a little relief. Yeah, you will get a little relief, but over time, you will also get more and more and more anxiety, so you will actually fuck yourself up way more. You will be more fucking uncomfortable over time, and you're fucking up your mental health. I'm serious. So if you train now, like in the gym, practice being comfortable with being uncomfortable, and make it about mindfully doing the actions that you value, you will get emotionally stronger. And it's so funny. The more, Freeman talks about this, the more you want anxiety, the less actually you will have anxiety. The more you want panic attacks, the less you will have panic attacks, because the resistance to those things that increases those things. With that being said, again, thank you for the last video. For people, you guys are amazing. I appreciate you guys. I've seen a lot of people just making accounts. I feel like for just being able to like my video, and like I said last time, like it's such a small thing to support your creators, because I always see like people have like 5,000 views and then they have like 100 likes, and I'm like, this creator gave so much of themselves. I know so many creators that give, like Mark Freeman, they give so much of themselves, and I would love people, because I know they like the videos, but they just don't have an account or they forget to like. So if you enjoy it, I'm not even asking to like it if you didn't enjoy this video, right? But if it gave you something, like, comment, ask a question, support the algorithm. You can just say hi in the comments, or if you have a question, you can ask the question, and subscribe. Like, support your creators, not only me, support the people who give you value, because those creators are really like, they're really trying to give you guys value. They're trying to give you guys good videos, and if you do this yourself, you see how much work it comes in there to actually make it about to give you guys value, good videos. There's so much competition, and yeah, if you enjoy it, like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys next time. Let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see in the comments.